Who would have freaking thought, man? Me, of all freaking people. Jimmy Daro. A world wrestling champion. Sure as hell not me, man. It's still baffling to think about. Growing up in Stillwater, it was not easy. If the pollution didn't kill you, you could be damn well assured that one of the crazy-ass locals would. And for that reason, I generally just kept my head down. This whole place was such a freaking trap. Everyone I knew ended up repeating the same mistakes their parents had made. And then their parents before them have made. And it would fall into this never-ending vicious cycle. And I promised myself I wasn't going to do that. I promised myself I wasn't going to become another one of the sheep that followed the path destined for me. I vowed to make a better life for myself. So, at 15 years old, I ran away from home. And I know, that sounds terrible on the surface, but trust me, with what was going on at my place at the time, the streets were a much better option for me. And I survived doing whatever jobs I could, mostly small tasks for older members of the community. I'd save whatever money I had spare. By the time I was 16, I'd saved enough money to travel away from the closed-minded, rough city of Stillwater. So I did. Packed up my things, and I headed for New York City. And I headed there with generally high hopes of a better life. Anything better than at home, as many others have before me. But as more than a few people can attest to, it doesn't always end up like that in the Big Apple. And even that's an understatement. The money I had saved was quickly gone. And unlike in Stillwater, there were not too many people asking for help. And when they were, they damn sure were not paying for it. I was at a dead end. My ass on the streets, without a clear goal in sight. 22 months had passed me by. My 17th birthday, then my 18th. Most kids at that age are at home with their families, celebrating life. I spent my 18th birthday running away from a crack addict. That's a true story, 100%. Needless to say, things were not looking good. My health was declining. Wasn't sure whether I had months or weeks left to live. The harsh New York winter soon coming up again. I didn't feel like I had it in me to survive another. Then out of nowhere, one of the best things that ever happened to me happened. Like a freaking saving angel. A stranger approached me on the street and offered to take me in. They gave me food and water, a desperately needed shower, and a bed. For 14 days and 14 nights, I stayed with this person. They didn't expect a single thing in return. Then when the 2 weeks came to an end, I advised my newfound friend that I would be leaving. So I didn't want to outstay my welcome. It was then he made me the offer that would change my life forever. They told me that I didn't need to take any more handouts if I didn't want to. That if I wanted a job where I could have my own place to live, that they could offer that to me. I asked what the job entailed, and to put it to you simply, it involved a lot of things. Security work, research, planning, uncovering truths. They were a group that specialized in making sure people got what they deserved before they disbanded a few years back. They went by many names, but the name you'll likely know them by is anonymous. Now I know, some of you will hear that and think differently of me. Trust me, I've I've heard some of the stories too. And in hindsight, part of me asked myself if it was ever worth signing up to in the first place. But for me, not only do I know in my heart of hearts that I didn't do anything morally corrupt, but I also know that what that group was to me was a family. They took me off the streets. They gave me a home, and through no pressure or blackmail, gave me a place amongst them, and together we did great things. Politicians, businessmen, police officers, and more. Where there was corruption, our group was there to stop it. And after 3 beautiful years with Anonymous, being set up on my feet with enough money to do whatever the hell I wanted, I decided that I would finally go ahead and chase a lifelong dream of mine and become a professional wrestler. I said goodbye to my brothers and sisters in New York City, then headed on over to North Carolina, where I joined the Hardy Compound Wrestling School as part of its very first class, studying under the Hardy Boys. After watching them compete for so many years, it was such a dream come true. And I learned so much from Jeff in particular. That man will never know how much he has impacted my life. I spent 18 months working on my craft before I started hitting the ring for real. And it wasn't long before I was traveling the world, competing against people who I'd grown up watching on television. I had losses, I had victories, I climbed mountains, and I received injuries through it all, and I had a freaking blast. That all led me to the beginning of last year, why I had the opportunity to sign on to a wrestling company full-time. An opportunity that I was not going to pass up. When I heard that Cameron Bash and Jinder Mahal wanted to meet with me, I thought my agent was messing with me. But sure enough, it was true, and just a few weeks later, I was sitting in a boardroom with both of them, signing the contract, and then, well, you know the rest. 22 seconds, 5-star match with Auric, defeated Andre Delano, had Unleashed, become the first ever JAM Lionheart Champion, etc., etc. But through all those moments, since signing my name onto that JAM contract, there has been one voice there beside me the entire time, egging me on to victory, and that's been you guys. I don't know what the hell it is about me that makes you guys want to see me to achieve, but hell, as long as you feed me that energy, I'll continue to ride it and make you all proud to call me your champion. So to the little old ladies of Stillwater, to my brothers and sisters in Anonymous, to Matt and Jeff Hardy, to Cameron Bash and Jinder Mahal, and to all of you, thank you. Thank you for giving me a chance. And thank you for believing in me. I won't let you down.